Shalom, I'm Captain OC of Israel United in Christ. All right, today we are in Mobile, Alabama, specifically Africatown, America. All right, today we're gonna shed some light on some history that's not well known. The settlement of Africatown was set up by slaves. It's not a chance that they were slaves. We know this history very, very specifically because they set it up and we know their history detailed. So, what happened here in Africatown? What happened? There were three landowners, three wealthy slave owners. They had a bet that they could import slaves into America illegally. What a lot of people don't understand is the transatlantic slave trade started in 1619. The importation of slaves from other lands ended in 1807. The actual slave trade in its entirety with the Emancipation Proclamation ended in 1865. So, around 1859, there were three slave owners, Timothy Mayers, Burns Mayer, and John Dabney. Those were the three men that were the main investors in this journey to import slaves. The captain of the ship was William Crowdy. So, what happened? They went to the shores of Africa, specifically Benin. All right, they imported 110 slaves. They took 110 slaves at $100 each. All right, and they brought them back to the shores of America, right here to Mobile. All right, which was later, this area was later renamed Africatown. The reason why we're showing you this history is that this history is outlined in the Bible, and it's going to show you who we are. So I want to show you the history of the slave ship. Remember, the slave ship called Clotilda. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt is another word for bondage or slavery. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. From, like I mentioned, from 1619 to 1807, there were over 150 million slaves that were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It's called the Transatlantic slave trade. Look it up. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So the same way the Lord said it would happen, that is the way it happened. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
And we would not see our homeland again. When you go into the history, when those slaves here in Africatown, the reason why Africatown was set up, they asked those investors to send them back to their land, their homeland of Africa. And they said no. So what did they do? They set up what is known today as Africatown. All right, it was one of the most lowest things that they could do. They used whatever they could find to set this community up. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
For bondmen and bondwomen we were bought and sold. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you. Now we know when it says buy, it's not talking about financial. It's talking about redeeming us out of the situation that we were in. As we mentioned, when Captain William Foster got to Africa, the shores of Africa at Port Iota or Port Judah, each slave was bought for $100 each. So, what are we showing you? We're showing you that our history, specifically the history here in Africatown, is connecting you with who you truly are.
We used to scream Black Power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.